Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome. We are here for another live stream. I didn't turn on my lights. Let me get that here. And then the magic begins. Okay. Good morning, everyone. How we all doing? Good morning. Let's go ahead and switch to the... There it is. All right, everybody. I'm excited. It is a Wednesday morning. It has been too long since the last live stream. We did a private live stream yesterday. We went 3 for 4 yesterday. Yesterday was a very good day. I ended up trading on the holiday. It was also a very good day. We've just had a great week so far. I just pray that we're going to continue that streak by the grace of God. Nothing in my own ability, because according to Deuteronomy 8:18, it is Him who has given me the ability to produce wealth. So I give Him all the glory. But if you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm glad that you decided to join us. My name is Tyler, and I'm going to be helping navigate us through the wild world of trading futures. If you've never done it before, I'm glad you're checking it out. If you have questions, put them in the chat. I'll be sure to try to answer as many of those questions as possible. Why don't we go ahead, open in prayer, and then we will take a look at the market and see what we're dealing with. It doesn't look like we've hit the previous day high yet. I think the writing is on the wall. So let's go ahead and open in prayer. Father, we honor you today. We thank you, Lord, that you're faithful. Thank you that you provide for all of our needs according to your riches and glory. Father, I thank you that it's not about the circumstances that we're seeing, but it's about who's in our corner. And Father, we thank you that you are with us and that you never leave us or forsake us. Father, we just magnify your name in everything that we say and do. May this stream bless you. May this stream glorify your name. May those that are on this stream, Father, be blessed richly in and in every way. Lord, that they would see progress in their trading, not in general, but even today they would have something click in their mind that would just make more sense about what they're doing as a trader. Father, bless them in Jesus' name. And everyone said, amen. If you like opening up in prayer every morning, would you do me a solid? Would you hit that like button? Would you hit that like button for me? We've been doing this for over a year now. I don't even know the day. I'm probably going to have to go back and look. I kind of want to and find out when my first live stream was, because it has been a journey. And it's time for growth. That's what I'm saying. It's time to see more growth in it. But I'm thankful for where I have been and where I am right now. So we haven't, we swept the previous day high, but we haven't ran the daily fair value gap. That's what I'm referring to. I'm waiting for my charts to load here, or not my chart, but my screen, because... Okay, when the market's low and it's down, maybe I'll check it out. I want to see what day my first live stream was. I haven't looked at that. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look. Yes, we've ran our previous day high. There it is. So here's what I'm saying. This high right here is going to be ran. That is a daily high. I apologize. Oh, you guys didn't hear that, so that's good. Let's get some worship music. Can you guys hear that? Let me switch to the other screen here. There it is. Interesting. This should be good. Killer move. All right. I'm glad to hear that. All right, so we got the daily fair value gap. That's going to be my target today. Based on what we've seen the last 3 days, I think it's time for us to hit that target. So I'm going to be bullish. The question is, how low do we want to go before we actually turn around and move higher? We're going to look at this hourly as being tagged. That would be nice if we can get that hourly tagged, and then from here we do one of those type of moves. That would be nice. We have a sweep of potential liquidity right here on the hourly. That would be nice. That'd be an hourly low. We'll call this sell side liquidity right there. And then if we want to dig deeper, we got another hourly below this that we could also mark. We'll go ahead and mark that. All right, so that is enough for me right there. Let's go back up to the 4 hour here. And we have a sweep up here, okay? And then we have the 4 hour right there. That is really what I'm looking for right now if I'm going to look for this daily high to be potential target. I don't know if it wants to. Maybe it starts going back down into this range. Here's the thing that you gotta, we are in a downtrend, still inside the overall consolidation, as you can see. But if it doesn't want to hit this daily high from Monday or from Friday, that's a real possibility. And it might just make a lower high, and this could be the lower high. So I don't want to be so set on my target that I miss any moves that happen down here. But we're going to look for the 4 hour to be tagged to take an opportunity. If we sell right through that, then we might look for something a little bit different. If we drop down to the 15-minute chart, let's go ahead and mark our London high and London low. It looks as if that is our London low, and that is our London high, which has been tagged. So it looks good to target the London low right there. We'll mark that as the London low. Let's go ahead and mark our opening range gap here as well. 415 is what we're looking for. I think I'm going to finish out my challenge. I'm doing a Tradeify challenge recording, and I think I'm going to finish that out with the 930 model this morning. Well, I mean, that it would seem appropriate if we did that. Where are we? Why isn't it loaded? Let's hit that. This one would not be recorded. Well, why don't we do this? I'm going to get in early. There we go. All right, so this is going to be the final trade, hopefully, for the evaluation challenge that I'm doing. So hopefully we hit London low here and we tag it. Think we can hit it? Push right through London low. There it is. Hit it. Oh my gosh. Did it just literally go to the tick? It went to the tick. It didn't fill me. It didn't fill me. How funny is that? All right, I got to get one trade. I probably will be some type of scalp trade for this. It does feel like a market maker sell model, but this is really where I wanted to see it find support and then move higher from here. This is an eval account, and I'm $91 away from passing it, and I would have had it if it went another handle, one more point, and it would have filled me. Do we got news today? I think we got some type of news. Today is Wednesday. We got FOMC minutes at 2 p.m., durable goods at 8:30, so we're good and clear to go. We have no more hourly liquidity down here. We're in that last hourly box, so I'm looking for it to start pushing the other direction. We could also measure out this range from low to high, and you can see we have not technically hit it, but we filled it down here prematurely. So you can see we didn't fill it here. So here, interesting. It referenced the 50% level before we created the high. Typically when I see that, I haven't back tested this, that it typically goes higher from there. I'm going to take an evaluation long here. This is not a personal account. This is not a funded account. This is a evaluation. Going to see if we want to push for these highs right here. Sure, I'd probably say this was more of a just wanted to see if it would go higher type trade. Not necessarily based on a strategy. We did make a lower low in that 5 minute. That's not attractive for a high here. We'll close it. All right, we'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. It's just doing this back and forth thing that will mess with your emotions and get you out of trades and cause you to take losses. I know what it's doing. I was just hoping to be done with it so I could trade my other accounts. By the way, Apex is doing 90% off sale right now. Apex is 90% off right now. $19.60 you can get an evaluation for. Best deal out there. Yeah, I guess we do have Asia lows. We hit the level I wanted. See this last fair value gap right here? This is the last fair value gap in the range that has been untagged. This is what I wanted to see. If we go left, look, you see that? It tagged it. So I want to see it go this way. That's what I wanted to do. But we're in this consolidation. I was hoping to time it and get in it. That the problem is like when you try to front run trades, sometimes they can really hurt you. This is why I'm like, hey, this is an evaluation. Eval only. About that one rule they have, I don't really understand it. What rule is that, Joseph? Trailing drawdown? Oh, that's easy. That's pretty simple. For example, let's say you are in a trade and this is even for you. Your trade goes all the way up to here. And let's say that's $100. But you close it right here at $50. Okay? So this is 0. This is $100, but you close the trade at $50. Instead of having you would be up $50, yes, but you would be in drawdown by $50 because you did. It goes based on what the highest unrealized balance you were at. So the highest unrealized balance in this case was $100. You closed it at 50. You're in the green $50, but your drawdown limit is in the red by $50. So if your drawdown, your max limit drawdown is $500, you can only go in the red by $500. Well, technically, you only have $450 left. Because you did not close it at the top. This was even though it was unrealized. Oh, is it now going to go? Yes, I'm chasing for this eval. I want it to just pass. I know. I shouldn't be doing this. I got out. At break even. I don't know why. This is why I'm not trading the personal account right now. In my mind, it's like even before this video. Even before this video, I was like, one of the things you got to be careful about if you're trying to trade an evaluation account is when you're so close that you blow it. It is so true. How many, just for proof of concept for everybody here, how many of you have been so close to passing it and then you end up blowing it before you actually pass it? Don't be shy. I'll be the first to raise my hand. I've done it. I'll be the first one to do it because it's so true. It's so many times because this unrelenting need to just finish it overwhelms you and you start making emotional decisions. And what you just saw there was firsthand an emotional decision of me wanting to pass an eval because I want to be done with this. I want to be done with this series. Yet I'm up $2,200 and I only need $2,500. Right? I'm down $150. Because it's like I just want to be done. Like, let's do it now. And it messes with you. I mean, Sean, not to point out yours, but that is like the perfect example. I lost $300 because I was trying to get 12. It is so true. It is so true. It's something like what I'd recommend is put it on, right, get a card and then write on here, like over and over and over, patience. I'm waiting for my A+ setup. I'm not pushing this. I'm not forcing any trades. Like, you need to be like so on top of it because you understand this. That's your ceiling, right? That's your ceiling you're experiencing right now. And it's like, I need to break through. And you self-sabotage because you're so emotionally charged that you self-sabotage. Not intentionally, but it's self-sabotage because you're not realizing your emotions are in control right now and you want to pass it. So what do you got to do? Walk away. Don't trade. Get in the right mindset. Do affirmations. Start writing out things. You name it. Like, should I have taken that trade? No. Have we had a single fair value gap this morning since the market opened? No. Why the heck did I take it? Because I wanted to freaking be done. This is so prevalent in trading right now, especially for evaluations, and it's why so many people fail their accounts. So take my on-screen lesson for you there. And it's the thing is, and it will run the level you want with no fair value gap, and it will just be like, yeah, see, you should have done it. You should have done it. You shouldn't have got out of that trade. And then you get FOMO. I called it out and did it anyway because I let my emotions dictate what I was doing there, BC. I mean, that's just the truth. I called it out, but I still did it. Yes, I know. It was my emotions. You gotta love those emotions. I mean, I'm not trying to cover nothing up. It's just, it is what it is. It's what it is. I'm being real with you. What is this? This is a 5 minute? Okay, let's see here. All right, let's buckle down here. I'm gonna close this account. And I'm going to get real here. Yeah, I see the breaker. Here's what I'm watching. I'm willing to take that. Well, it didn't give me the fair value gap that I wanted. I was hoping we were going to get a fair value gap right here, and I would look at that as the trade, but it didn't give me that. So still sitting on the sidelines here. We'll get serious now. Yeah, I'm not liking how, see, this is what we call choppy, overlapping price action. If you want to know the difference between high resistance and low resistance, choppy and clean, this is clean. This is choppy. You see way more wicks, okay? So when this happens, let's just sit on our hands and wait. Let me get in the right mindset here. Okay. Sometimes a deep breath, being quiet, thanking the Lord is all you need. We have no fair value gaps on the 5-minute here. 15-minute, we got the 15-minute inversion. I'm going to mark this out too. It is also a 5-minute, but we're going to mark out the 15-minute inversion and look for or a 15-minute fair value gap and look for an inversion here. I think this is going to be our sign. That's going to be sign for higher prices. We cannot go higher, obviously, unless we coast through that. And once we get an inversion, this high is more than likely going to be in play. So we have, it is 12 minutes. We have to wait, but I think it will be worth it to see what happens here. Until then, we could still roll over here. We still could roll over. See if the 2-minute looks any better. 2-minute, no fair value gaps. 3-minute, no fair value gaps. 4-minute, nothing. Nothing. Guys, let's just wait. We're not going to do anything here. Yeah, I mean, I see the 5-minute breaker, but I want a fair value gap. I don't like it. Especially with what we've seen so far. It could work out, but it doesn't mean you take the trade because it worked out. And you could take the trade and it could work out, but I just don't like the conditions that I'm seeing. So, we're going to wait. Can't you? I like it. We do have a 15-minute order block. Thank you. Right there. 15-minute OB. What about the 30-minute? Big wick on the 30-minute. This is what I want to see. I want to see higher prices here. But I need to wait for something that just says, Tyler, now's the time. And I'm not seeing that. And look at that. I wonder if that's going to be our first fair value gap. Is that going to be our first fair value gap? We got 48 seconds. We got some time. Yeah, so here's the thing I'd say about the 5-minute. So let's jump up to the 5-minute. Okay, pretend this black candle isn't there. We have a nice breaker here, a low, high, lower, low, and we broke above it. Here's why I wouldn't want to take it. And here's the value of lower time frames. A lot of people say the lower time frame is noise. You can't predict. Well, let me just tell you this. If it looked like this with all these wicks with no fair value gaps, I don't care what it's doing on the 5-minute time frame, you would not want to take that. All right, check this out. Look at the London low being tagged, and we have an inversion right here. This is not a high quality inversion, but it is worth paying attention to because of where we think price is going, and it is our first presented fair value gap. London lows tagged inversion here. You could find price move higher there, but it also could just run lower here. So the reason why it's lower quality is we don't have any major sweep of liquidity. If it swept down here and then we ran the inversion, I would be hallelujah, let's take the trade, let's full port, baby. But we're not getting that. If we have this right here, when there's this right here, it could go like this. And I've seen that happen many times. But I mean, what I'm trying to, when I give you guys two sides of the same coin, where I say, oh, it could do this, but it also could do this. It's because you need to understand we're looking for higher probability setups. It could work, but we don't want to take that because we know the other side of the outcome could be more painful. It could be more painful. So we choose to keep our hands out of this pot because the lid could be slammed on top of it at any moment. If it would sweep liquidity down here and then give us the inversion, that's something where we've seen this happen before. I think we could get our hands inside the pot, grab that cookie, and get out before it slams on us. Do you see what I mean? We're trying to do a risk analysis here to figure out which one's the best likely scenario. This could work out. It really could. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is because of London low being tagged. Look at how it's respecting London low right there. But we have liquidity down here, and I don't want to just... Liquidity is what I trade off of. So this really could work out. I mean, I marked it. You guys are seeing it. You're probably going to see it play out. But I'm not going to take it because of what I just outlined for you. Now, what would change for me? If we respect this first fair value gap, leave a black candle, and we create an order block right here, I would go long on that order block. Why? Because it gives me another confluence that order flow is moving higher. Does that make sense? This can work. Yes, I want more confluence. That would be the sweep of liquidity. Another one would be it respects the inversion fair value gap. It leaves me an order block and then closes above that order block. You go long there, you target the high. Move stop to break even as soon as that high's hit. It's too small. I wanted a nice black candle right there. Yeah, I mean, look at ES. ES looks like it's primed to go higher here. We have not hit London high on ES though. We have an inversion on the 15-minute time frame. We're going to have an order block right here created. That would be the order block. Go to the 5 minute. See how we just created that? Order block created right here. We closed above it. That's very bullish. And we closed through both these 5 minutes. We still haven't closed through the 15 minute yet. More than likely that 15 minute candle is going to be up here. It's just messy. It's just messy. I don't like messy. When I'm in my right mind, clear from wanting to try to get a quick win. That's just the truth. Here's the daily fair value gap, okay? That's the target. If we can get some type of retracement, looking at 100 points right there. I think this might be worth taking right here. If it gives it to us. Overlapping with this order block. We got proper order flow. Give me one of those. I would probably take it. Right now, if it just pumps, we're probably going to miss it. Or at least I am. Yeah, this looks really good. This is what I mean by low resistance. Look at this over here, and then look at this. Previous day high, respected. I would love for it to get back down here, find support, and then go long. I would only want it to get in the upper half of this fair value gap. That's all I'd want it to do. I don't think it's going to give us a move, guys. I would not have taken this, period. There's no scenario that I'd take it unless I got a sweep of liquidity, because I've seen these fail. Okay, so I wouldn't take that. So if that's not where I'm going to take it, where could I take it? Well, I'd need some form of retracement to a key level. That to me was this. If not this, then I would be chasing. The chase there's a difference between chases and smart chases. I've done smart chases. You know when it's a smart chase. But that should be like 5% of your trading. It should be one of those things that happens maybe once or twice a month. I just don't like that we are coming out of this. And that's why I wouldn't do it. All right, 10 o'clock here. Let's look at the 4 hour again, see what we got for the 4 hour. We're going to get that here in any second. We're going to have a sweep of, we already have that. Let's see if we get another sweep here. More than likely, we're going to get a 10 a.m. sweep high. That's just very bullish. Very bullish from a 4-hour perspective. It could give us the wick. If it gives us the wick right now, that could be our opportunity to potentially go higher. But it could just come up here, hit that target right away, which seems more realistic for price to do that. And then come back down and give us the wick. I mean, we got 4 hours for that to happen. So we got an hourly order block, bullish, everything that I said that I wanted to see, or as far as direction, this is inevitable in my opinion. That's what I'd be looking for. But at this point, we're only 40 points away from it at this point. I would love for it to do me one of these. I would love for it to do me one of these. Ah, that hurts, my friend. I feel ya. Did you set a limit order? Or did you set a stop loss? Were you in the order and then you were dropping your stop loss level? Because sometimes if you're in a trade and then you click the button like this right here and you go to set a sell limit, but you hit a stop limit, sometimes it will automatically close the position right away because your stop was above where price has already been. Yeah. It is also not my stop loss, but it yeah, I'm not sure. I think it could be something like that. You click the wrong button when you're setting your take profit. Maybe you hit the stop loss. That will close the trade out right away. That's happened to me before. All right, so here's our daily fair value gap that we're going to be hitting. I mean, it's inevitable. Not a single pullback. That's unfortunate. ES is also going to be hitting its London high. So see the correlation? We're not talking, when I say correlating markets, it doesn't mean that ES also hits a daily fair value gap. It means it hits a key level. So see that? Now I'm anticipating some form of reaction to the downside here. Now it could push through this a little bit, but I'm expecting a retracement at some point here. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, ES has a lot of room to the upside. Look at that. That's interesting. I take that back. Look at that room. We could just, we could have a big run day. We might not look for pullbacks here, folks. Let me rephrase it. We might look for a pullback to get in to go long. I don't think we look at shorts at all today. Look at ES. ES is just There's ES. There we have a lot of room in this candle here, and we have a shelf right here. Meaning I think we're gonna probably go higher here. Did we hit the previous week high too? We just tagged the previous week. Was that previous week high? Midpoint. We just hit the previous week midpoint right there on the weekly time frame. If you're trying to go short, guys, you're gonna get wrecked. You're gonna get wrecked. I'm having FOMO too. The key is not to necessarily say you're not having FOMO, but not allow FOMO to dictate your decisions. You saw what it did, what it does when you just, laissez-faire, don't care attitude. You saw what? You saw me trading that with that eval account, wanting to just be done with it. You take the dumbest things. I mean, you saw it firsthand, folks. You take the dumbest trades when you allow your emotions to dictate what you do. It can't happen. All right, so we have our breaker now. And look how conveniently it overlaps with 50%. Okay, take note. We got our low, high, lower low. That's what I'd be looking at. We could either take a trade to this level, which is not unreasonable considering how straight we went higher without any pullbacks. That's an option. Or you can wait for this level to be taken and see if it finds support to then potentially go higher. No, they do not allow you to have a long and short at the same time. That directly goes against their rules and you'll be banned. If you're going to do it, which I don't recommend it, is it would have to be on different accounts. You'd have to, on one account, go long and on the other go short. That's the only way to do that. The problem I have with taking a short right here is with the strength that we're seeing, I don't know if I would want to go against what we're seeing. We have hit a key level. It's obvious. But if I'm going to take a short, I think I need to see, instead of an inversion, I need to see a breaker. So I need to see something like this, another higher but unwillingness to go higher, then aggressive displacement to the downside, sweeping that low, tagging the low again, and then taking it down to the 50% level. I think that would be safe, but we need more structure. So that means we have to sit here and wait and be patient. Yeah, you might not be hedging, but they'll see it that way. It just goes against, you cannot have, I saw a whole thing on, what did I see it? I saw multiple things. I've gotten multiple emails on it. Let's just say that. And I think I have it. Let me see if I can find that email. So for instance, long open at high of day and short at low of day. If longs trigger first, short closes. That might be okay. That might be okay, BC. Yeah, Crypto Forge, when I say not even on separate accounts, I'm talking about separate companies. I think the safest answer for you, BC, would be to do it on separate companies. That would be the only safe way to do it, in my opinion. Just to make sure you don't get banned by them because they're doing something that looks different. That's the daily fair value gap, dishes. All right, we might do our daily affirmation here. If you want to do the daily affirmation, hit that like button. I see that we already have hit 75. Why don't we shoot for 100? Can I get 18 more people to say, yeah, let's do the daily affirmation? I like those. I appreciate those. I see value in those. Give me a second. I had to take off my execution chart here to make sure I got everything ready. I don't even know what that is. But I'll, sure, thank you. I appreciate it. What the heck is it? All right, so we swept the high. Let's see if this pushes, or if we get a retrace, or we get aggressive price action this direction. I'm not opposed to looking at it as an opportunity, but I wouldn't take it on the inversion. I have 5 right now, but I try not to trade everything at once. I'll start filtering through different. I've been trading my take profit trader accounts as of late. Missing a boom? Boom. What is, I'm not sure what you mean by fighter jets stock. No, it just makes sense to protect accounts, more accounts, when you do something stupid, right? I mean, imagine me going on doing what I did this morning with that single eval account that I wanted to pass. Imagine me doing that with all of the accounts copied. Just absolutely, that would be just dumb. Let's just say that. Let's keep it nice and clean. Waiting for something here, folks. I'm fixing something in my in our affirmation here, so it's off screen right now. What didn't I like about the close with the first fair value gap is a lack of a sweep of liquidity. So if the lack of sweeping liquidity alone is why I didn't do it. What made it slightly more attractive and why I communicated both sides is because look at the London low level that was right there. And it tagged the London low. So it had a reference that I had marked out. That's why I was like, this still could work, but I don't have a sweep of liquidity like I want on my inversions. So it's not necessarily because it's the first presented fair value gap. It's because I'm treating it as an inversion. And one of my rules that I try to adhere to for my inversions is it follows a sweep of liquidity. This did not follow a sweep of a significant sweep of liquidity. Sure, it swept this candle right there, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a sweep of after, before we get the inversion. I'm looking for a sweep of liquidity. Oh, I got you, stock. Cool. Yeah, I don't do anything outside of the futures. I mean, I do invest, but I really don't invest in individual stocks nearly as much. I do more ETFs, indexes, funds, that type of thing. This channel's finally arrived, Jamie. I'm not streaming anywhere else. It's only on YouTube. We've arrived, folks. We've arrived. We're getting spammed. All right, here we go. All right, today's affirmation. Today's affirmation is based on John chapter 1 verse 5. We know John chapter 1, right? We all know what John chapter 1 is. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God. The Word was God. This is John chapter 1, but there's a verse in here that stood out to me this morning when I was reading. Let me pull it up so I can read it specifically. Look at that. Look at the mark of the down. We tagged the order block and then we're pushing higher. So if we go to the 5 minute, you should see it here. Oh no, it's not. Interesting. If we go to the 3 minute, it'd probably look better. Yeah. So see the 3 minute, see the down close candle, and then see how this came and referenced the top of the down close candle. This could be a propulsion block, meaning this candle could give us a big explosion. It's in between the market macro time, so I'm not as strong about that. MB traders. Well, that's what we're about, my friend. I'm glad you're here. No, I did not. We missed it completely, Ted. We missed every bit of it. We missed every stinking bit of it. John chapter 1, verse 5. Let's do our affirmation at this point. Here's what it says. It says, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. John chapter 1, verse 5. It's talking about Jesus. This is specifically referring to Jesus, but we can apply this to our life. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it, being the light of Christ in you. Okay? Here is our affirmation for today. John chapter 1, verse 5. I carry the light. Darkness cannot overpower me. What God has ignited in me will not be extinguished. I carry the light. I'm looking at myself. I'm looking at myself in a mirror. As I talk to you, I have a screen of my face. I'm looking at myself. And it says, I carry the light. This is how I talk to myself. I tell myself, I carry the light. I carry the light of Christ in everything that I do. I will display his glory. Darkness cannot overpower me. These are confessions of faith that I live by. These are confessions of faith that I want my life to reflect more, so I tell myself these things. These are my affirmations. What God has ignited in me. What God has placed in me, the passions, the desires, the goals, the dreams, the vision, what he's established in me, what he's placed in me will not be extinguished. I don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care what negative things have happened. He is my hope. He has the final say, and he already gave us the final say. This is the attitude we have as believers in Christ. We walk in this manner. So I pray that you would not be manipulated by lies of the enemy. You would not be pulled by the whips of life, but you would be founded on the rock. I'm going to upload that into the Discord here. I'm going to be more consistent on uploading these for those inside the academy there, because I'm taking a break from X indefinitely. Not sure when I'll go back. I find it's become more of a distraction than a tool for me to use. So if you've reached out to me on X, I will not be responding there. Sorry. You'll have to find another way to get a hold of me. Email, comment here, TikTok, but I'm just consolidating where I'm spending my time. And as far as fruit the fruit on X is not there. It's a way for communication, but it's just not there. So I'm pulling out completely. Carrier pigeon works. That's actually my preferred method of communication. You're enjoying when I'm sharing God's word. Thank you. I am learning more about the way you see the market. It's different than anything I have seen in the past. I have a lot to learn. I'm glad you're here. Jay Britt, welcome. Well, today's one of those days where you missed the trade, and now you have to sit and wait. But the great thing is we're at zero balances except for the eval that I traded with no specific strategy. No, I did not. I did not. I think I took... The first trade was legit. It just missed my target by a handle. And then I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. All right, let's just go long. That's the attitude I got because I missed. Then we turned it into a little bit of a lesson, a reminder for myself. Then I recentered, I refocused, and then from that point on, we've sat and we've waited for almost an hour without doing anything. The 12-hour fair value gap. That's. I don't think I've ever been on the 12-hour time frame. $12-hour. Let's take a look. We haven't filled a 12-hour fair value gap. I don't see no 12-hour fair value gap. I'm on the 12-hour time frame. I think you might be mistaken. Hey Meg, if you want information on the Academy, you can find it down in the description. You can look for the website. It's thepurposedriventrader.com. Check it out there. my lives are all on YouTube. All the past lives. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna find out when I did my very first live stream. I'm gonna do that now because obviously there is nothing happening for me right now. Let's see. Here's my videos. So we've made a higher high here. Okay, so remember, high, low, higher high. We need displacement below this area. All right, so now I'm gonna go to the very first one. First live stream was May 7th, 2024. Today is February 18th, 2026. How many days has passed since May 7th, 2024? $652 days. About 22 months, so almost 2 years of doing daily live streams, 5 days a week. Quite a bit of time. Oh, we do have a 1030. Why it's like everything is running very slow right now. Everything. I need to probably close some things. One, two, three. Do we have an inversion on the, yes, we have a 1030 model. It is playing out right now. I apologize. My charts were just freaking out and I couldn't do anything. It overlaps with a inversion to the downside as well. So I did not take this because I was having issues. So we have an inversion and we have the 930 model. See what happens here. I got the we don't have displacement yet. The truth is, for the breaker, it needs to go down here for me to feel confident about that. The only thing about the 1030 level that I don't like is that it was in direction against the bias, and before I feel confident about going short, I need it to run below these levels. It doesn't mean it's not gonna work out. I'm not sure, but I didn't take the trade simply because I was having malfunctions on my computer. Robert, there isn't the schedule is this. It is learning at your own pace through all the materials. There's over 50 videos. You'll go through those. Inside the Discord, we have a schedule of 2 times a week. We will meet on Tuesdays. We do a private live stream, and then on Thursdays we do an extended live stream that include questions, backtesting, taking trades. Just depends on what's going on in the market at that time. So it would basically includes right now 2 private live streams on a weekly basis, and then access to ask questions in the learning process that you're going through. I had too many tabs open. I literally have probably 50 to 60 tabs. I had that many website tabs open. And I need to close more. I still have 2 browser windows open, and in one of them I think I have at least 20 on there. So I need to remove them. All right, I'm down to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And I would say I need most of those tabs. I really don't talk about, Jonah, payouts I take each month. I don't talk about profits. Really what you see on here and what I share as far as money I make in trades live is really the extent of that right now. I don't really plan on changing that. I'll be back right here. I have to use the restroom. Jonah, I want to add one more thing to that on your question. One of the reasons why, this is actually one of the main reasons I don't talk about profits that much, is because when I first got started, I was looking at two creators that I wanted to learn from. I remember this vividly. I remember looking at them, and previously that week, I was like, all right, I'm going to commit to learning. And I was torn between two creators or educators, and I was like, which way do I want to go? This was actually before I had all my lessons and before I had all my clarity on. I had dreams. I sowed seeds. I did all kinds of stuff that really influenced my direction later on. But I remember in my very early stages, I was in between two educators, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted. And I remember I made my final decision. I really said this. These are the words. I want to learn from this guy because he's taking bigger payouts. And unfortunately, that decision was one of the worst decisions I made. I lost so much money following that content creator, that educator, because I was taken back by the money he was making and flaunting, instead of looking at his teaching ability. He literally didn't teach anything. He literally taught nothing of real value. He taught you on, this was when I was trading options. And he taught you to look at the market, but then his edge, he couldn't teach it. He couldn't teach his edge. Not because he didn't want to. It's just like, he's like, I just watched the market. I watched the tape. And when I see the tape do this thing, then I know it's time. And I'm like, I spent so much time. I was paying like $150 a month plus additional subscriptions and all of this, and because I chose him because of how much money he made. And it was one of the poorest decisions I made as far as education wise. And that was before and then through that process, I really began to lean on the Lord. I sowed seeds, and I'm like, Lord, I need you to teach me the market. And it was at that point that he started directing me where I needed to go. But I made a decision on education based on what they were making financially, and their education style or their teaching ability was very poor. It was very poor. One of the better decisions I made, I'm not sharing names here, was from another creator. I've paid for so many courses, guys. If you're looking for one course to be the magic bullet, it's not, because unfortunately I can teach you strategy, but I can't make you follow your rules. I can't make you to not be emotional. I can't make you not take emotional decisions. I can help you bring awareness to it, but ultimately that lands on you. We're sitting here, we're still waiting, folks. I'm waiting for something. I haven't taken a trade. We're waiting for something, and right now we got nothing. So I came across this other creator that traded one micro. And I learned more from that person's discipline, from that person's selection of trades, than I did from the guy that was making $30,000 a trade. And when I saw that, I was like, you know what? It is not about how much that person is making. It's about the quality of their ability to teach. And that was what I learned through that process. And one of the reasons why I really don't talk about numbers. Yes, when I hit $1 million, I'm probably going to do a video on it. I'm going to do a video on it. But as far as a practice, I'm not here number wise. I'll show you what I made on a trade, sure. But I'm not doing that on a consistent basis. I just never have. All right, so we're in the 11 a.m. macro. Let's pull out a little bit. Let's pull out a little bit. And let's look at the 4-hour here. We have filled the daily fair value gap. We still have room higher. Remember how I said I feel like we could have a lot of room to the upside on ES? ES hasn't even made its way very high. NQ did dip down into that 15-minute fair value gap right there. I just gotta imagine some type of pullback here. But you look at all these candles here on the left-hand side. They're nice big candles. 15-minute, 5-minute here. The 5-minute did dip down into there too. There is an advantage. There's not necessarily an advantage. I like it. I'm used to how it moves. ES is too slow for me. For other people, ES might be slower, and that's a good thing for them. What would be a realistic expectation about monthly payouts? I think you're asking the wrong question there, Herman. The payouts will come as you build consistency. So the question I think you need to ask yourself, what's the realistic expectation on how many days out of 20 trading days can I be consistent at following my rules? That is the question you should be posing to yourself. How many days out of 20 days can I follow my rules exactly? Okay, maybe you track your first month and maybe it's 50%. Well, now you got a goal for your next month. Let's make 60% happen. Let's make 70% happen. My strategy is taking inversions and breakers after sweeps of liquidity in line with higher time frame order flow. And B, I mean that's the key. That's part of the rules. So if you don't follow your rules, one of the rules that you have is you have a max daily loss. For me, it's $250. I would be breaking a rule if I lose more than $250 or take another trade after $250. So that's all baked into how many days can you follow your rules. Because a loss does not mean you're following your rule. It does not mean you're breaking your rules. I've had this person call me 3 times in a row. I really hate when that happens. I really don't like when people do that. All right, I'm interested in this inversion right here. It's low probability, but it's the only fair value gap in this whole thing, and we're just making higher highs. It's the first one since we've been in the macro period. This one happened a little too early. This one happened at, this inversion right here to the upside happened at 10:39. So it was a little early, and I said I was going to wait. This one played out nicely. It had the nicest sweep of liquidity. So this would have been the earliest entry that you could have possibly taken right there. We had some sweep of liquidity on the left. We dropped down. We hit a key level, weekly midpoint. We moved higher. We had an inversion. You target the highs. So that trade would have given approximately 17 handles, 16 handles. This one, we're missing the sweep of liquidity, but we're inside the macro. So I'm not taking the trade, but I'm just noting it right now. Just so you guys can see, I haven't taken anything here. Still just waiting. Good morning, Maria. Take care, John. The thing about these types of trades that you can't, the reason why I'm marking it out is because if we are in a trend, if we're trending higher, even if we don't sweep liquidity, they work out. That's what I was trying to articulate. This one was more attractive because we had a sweep of liquidity. This one doesn't have a sweep of liquidity, but no more fair value gaps, and it reacted on this inversion to move higher inside of the macro time. I'm just looking for something that says, hey, this is it. And I haven't gotten that. This was kind of there, but not quite. This was there, but it was outside of the time frame I wanted to trade in because I was anticipating consolidation. So I was waiting for the macro time to show up.
for the flowers. That's really nice.
Good morning. Robert, we meet at 9:15 New York Standard Time and then 10:30 New York Standard Time on Thursday. So Tuesdays are at 9:15. Thursdays are at 10:30 New York Standard Time. Excuse me, 11:30 New York Standard Time. All right, I think it's time for a retracement here. Did it give it to us there? Technically, I'd say that landed on the line, so we don't have one there quite yet. We'll see how it wants to react around this level here, but we're at 11 o'clock. We need Cornhusker Standard Time. Well, my time is 8:15 on Tuesdays and 10:30 on Thursdays. That's Central Standard Time. I kind of want to go short right here, to be honest with you. I'm not going to. It looks good. Both ES and NQ have hit breakers on the left-hand side. This is NQ. I was and still am a real estate agent. Me too, but I'm not. Meaning you're a realtor, but you don't do anything with it? I think I remember you saying that, PC. Day trading. Not because, I mean, at my peak in real estate, I was making over $250,000 a year. So I have not replaced that income. But because I've transitioned, I do more day trading focus than I do real estate. I do referral-based business now. So my income has dropped because I'm not nearly as active. and my day trading, coaching, and affiliate, all of that combined has almost replaced it. Day trading alone has not. Oh, you were wanting to go short. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not. I want to go short, but I'm not. I want to. I feel like when it does go short, we're going to get some big candles. But just keep in mind, those big candles might be short-lived. The trend is your friend. The problem is, oh man, I hate that I missed this move. Sure, I could have taken the inversion right here. I could have, and it would have been a legitimate trade. And using London low as my additional confluence instead of not having the sweep of liquidity. I will note this, and I'm gonna keep track of this right here. How many times do we get an inversion that hits a key level but is not a sweep of liquidity that plays out? That's something I think is worth paying attention to moving forward. It could be London low, it could be midnight open, it could be previous day high, previous week high or low. It could be the midpoint of the daily range, midpoint of the weekly range. It could be the new week opening gap, the new day opening gap. All of those things could qualify for a key level that gives us the support needed, followed by the inversion. And then from there, take that trade. But I was wanting the sweep of liquidity. If this fails and we close back inside of, I was just about to say, if this fails to go higher, I might take this as an entry. Because look how long it was sitting in there. But it didn't. It went higher. Surprise. Sam, at this point, I think I'm looking to play the retracement because of how extended we are getting. I think we will continue to go higher, but I'm looking for, my models are mostly based on reversals, less on continuations. I can get continuation trades, but they're like, for example, this one right here would have been the continuation trade, that inversion to the upside. But most of them, especially when we have a long runway like this, taking this trade right here can be some of the cleanest price action you get. Because it will go here and then it will continue higher. So you just got to be careful on how, you can't extend your stay on trades like that. So like this right here, this is a key level, this new week opening gap low. If we got an inversion right here, in the next few candles, I would take it. Because of what we've seen that has led up to this point. Continued bullish price action. And this meets the time requirement, location requirement. If we get an inversion, I would start looking for it to start grabbing liquidity on the other side. Sure, you could have took a long here, but I didn't. Off topic question for you, Tyler. Do you believe in a 6-day work week being a biblical principle? I believe in a day of rest. And a day of rest looks different for every person. If we go off of it scripturally, the day of rest is Christ. It's not a day of the week. It's not. Your rest is found in Christ. He is our Sabbath. However, you can take that principle and you can apply it practically, and having a day off to do things you enjoy, I think, is a good balance to have. Yeah, I used to use Thinkorswim, Robert. Now I am on NinjaTrader or Tradeify. 2 reasons for that. Number 1, their costs are very low for executions. And number 2, I can have my personal account on Tradeivate, and I can have all of my evals and funded accounts with the prop firms that I trade with on that same platform. So it's all in one place. I don't have this, and that. It's all one place. So I'm a big fan of Tradeivate, which is owned by NinjaTrader. How long have I been trading seriously? Since 2024, end of 2023. So it's been 2.5 years. Is that right? Yeah. Because it was about, when I started streaming, it was about a year before that. So 3 years. A little over 2.5 years, I'd probably say. All right, see this? See this reaction right here? This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to base it on the 2-minute. I jumped up to the 2-minute. Look at the 2-minute. It's 1 fair value gap instead of on the 1-minute it being 2 fair value gaps, okay? So I would like it not to take out those levels right now. If it does, I might have to wait for it to come back up to this level. Okay, if it comes back up in tags here, I'm going to take a short. All right, that's enough for me. All right, I'm going to take this short right here. Are we not? We're not copying trade? I don't understand that. Why is it 279? It's not copy trading. I don't know why. That's disappointing. This is our best trade that we've seen. That's disappointing. Why is it not sinking? Well, this is going to be a trade that is not copied on my accounts, which is disappointing. I'm going to hold a trade here. We'll take profit at 20 points. Stop losses is going to be at the high. And we'll see if it wants to play out here. But unfortunately not copy trade. This is not going to go long, guys. If you're long, I'd recommend against that at the moment. Especially if we close below this next fair value gap on the 1-minute. It's going to give us some form of reaction here. Sure, it may not be short-lived, but I think we're going to go lower. I could be wrong. There's always that. I could be wrong. But I feel good about it. I'll let it play out. fact, I think I'm going to add one more contract because I'm not copy trading this. It's a little disappointing, but I wouldn't have added another contract if this was copied on all my accounts. Every trade that I take is a market order. No, my goal is not to become a full-time trader. I'm gonna stay diversified. I've been in business long enough to understand you need multiple streams of income. So I'm not going to only trade, but I'm also going to have other businesses. So real estate is one leg of the business. Now it's going to change where I put my energy. I'm going to do more investing. I already own a few rental properties. I want to buy commercial real estate. So I have multiple streams of income. And that's what I would recommend for anybody. If you got a job, I would not quit your job until your job becomes, until your income replaces your trading income replaces that, and it becomes such a hindrance to you doing other things for financial growth. Why do you not take stop market orders? I take market orders. I don't do limit orders. I just do bracket orders. So my bracket orders are set. The green on the top is the stop losses. The green on the bottom is my targets. I haven't identified what I want my target to be. Let's look for it now. There's a 15-minute fair value gap that's sitting right there. That would probably be the most logical place. So 25,082. That would probably be, it's a little bit, my targets are 20 handles right now. It's a little bit below this. But this is a untagged 15-minute fair value gap right there. Looks like I might be wrong for your folks. We'll see if it holds. Put all these at the highs. They are. And if I get slapped out, I mean, I guess I'd be grateful I didn't have that copy traded, but I still would have taken that trade. I still would have taken this trade. I don't have any regrets on taking this setup. Let's look at the 2-minute, which was my initial. We did inverse that, so we did violate that entry. You could close the position there. I'm going to hold it and I have my stop set at the high. If it wants to just break through and run higher, then go for it. Might be our only trade for today because it is 11:15. If we can inverse this right there, that would be nice. That'd be a good sign. I don't trade with margin, no. This right here is a funded account. All right, so we got that inversion to the downside right there again. That confirms to me direction is correct. The question is, how far do I want to see if this can go? I kind of want to just let things run here. I don't know how long, or I don't want to overextend my stay either. 15-minute fair value gap is coming. We have so much room to the downside, guys. That's why I'm just like, if I can let this breathe a little bit, I think it might be beneficial. Keeping in mind not overextending my stay. There's just nothing as far as fair value gaps that we could reach for that have not been tagged already. 2 minute. Nothing. 3 minute. Nothing. 4 minute. 4 minute. We have a fair value gap. Sure. Let's mark that. That seems reasonable. If price can reach down to that. That level, that 4 minute fair value gap is at 25,049. So that's right at the swing low that I have. That's still only a 50-point trade. I think that's reasonable. All right, so there's the 15-minute tag right there. This is where we got to pay attention to see, do we get a reaction or we just push right through it? I'm going to take one off at 20 points where I had before, or roughly 22 points. Sitting right there. That's where my first take profit is going to be. Looks like we're going to hit that fairly soon. And then we'll hold the two remainders for that 4 minute fair value gap to be tagged. Oh, you could hear that? Yeah, I heard that too. All right, so pay attention. See how we wicked down to that? That's not a good sign. Let's see if the next candle gives us a bigger one lower. These wicky candles gives us one of two options. Either the following candle will be a big candle or it starts moving the other direction. Especially when this candle is the one that swept liquidity. So that's what we're paying attention to. I don't want to see it be a green candle. That's the last thing I want to see happen at this point. Yeah, the short is working right now. This is what I don't want to have happen right there. Okay, gave me a red candle, but that's not convincing. It still is allowable. I really would like this to just push right through this level. We can reach back up to this fair value gap if it really wanted to, right here. At this point, this is a breaker also. Man, I wish I was copy traded. That's why I've realized what I did wrong. I selected the wrong contract. There's an error on my end. Oh, this looks good. This looks good. If this closes red, I may, because I'm only on one contract, I may add to my position. And just because I say this looks good doesn't mean I can't be wrong. Just clarifying. Just so everybody knows. This is not financial advice. So we did reach that 15-minute fair value gap. So that was the initial level that made sense to take some profit off at. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong in that. I don't think you're wrong. If it does hit that high, there's a good chance it's going to hit the next high. I could reduce my risk. I think that's reasonable. It's so close that I've seen... I'm going to leave it there. If we can get one more push lower, then I'm going to put it... I'll put it at the next swing low. What the heck? If we can get below this next swing low. I'm going to move my that one target to the same spot. I might move one of those for a runner. Let's see if we can get this to move lower here. We're in a trade here, folks, seeing if we're going to get a retracement, the beginning of a retracement. I think the high is the safest spot to be at. Still on? What do you mean? Why did that just turn on? Oh, still on. Yeah, I'm in a trade. We took a trade. What time did we take the trade? At 10:10, 11:10. So just waiting to see if the trade plays out. Yeah, I got in a trade, and we're just gonna let the trade play out. Whether it's a win or a loss, that will probably be the end of our streaming session. Yeah, the only problem is it's not copy trade. I'm a little disappointed in the. I made an error. I selected December's contracts instead of March's contracts. So when I took the position, it didn't copy it. I could close out the position and then reopen it, but that I think would just be greed at that point, and it wouldn't surprise me if then it runs against me immediately. Just being patient, letting the trade play out. 9:15 New York Standard Time to about 11:15, but we're in a trade, so we're gonna let the trade play out and see what happens here. I'm going to add one more contract. Let me rephrase that. I added 2 more contracts. So I'm in this for 8 total contracts. It's not copy traded. That's why I was willing to do a little more risk. I normally would probably only have 4 if I was copy traded on all the accounts. But since I'm 0 on all of them, it will stop me out there because that's my max loss. All right, so I'm stopped out right there. That means I hit $250. Even though it didn't hit the stop losses, it pulled me out of the trade because my max daily loss on the account that I have automatically set is at 250. So I probably shouldn't have added that extra 2 contracts if I wanted to see if it plays out here. But it probably saved me some if it's going to pump right here. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, when I added that second contract, I didn't take into account that I had the $250 max loss on there. I forgot I did that. But overall, probably a good thing that I did it. No, it wasn't copy traded. I just have a rule on this account that pulls me out of the trade if I have any drawdown that goes below 250. So we're gonna call it a day here, guys. Not a pretty boring day, unfortunately. We missed the big move. We limited our risk. But yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow. Just because you took a loss does not mean you're a bad trader. Just remember that. Just because you take a loss does not mean you're a bad trader. A bad trader is somebody who trades emotionally, impulsively, recklessly. That is a bad trader. Don't be that person. That's not who you are. With that being said, guys, God bless. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We'll see you all tomorrow. Take care and God bless.